Mode.
Hi guys, it's Kerry Fitzgibbon here. I'm from Social Media Plus One. Um, Welcome to the webinar and thank you for coming along. Today we are going to be talking about how you can fill and profit from an event using Facebook. Now, one of the reasons why I've come along to one of the reasons why I've held this webinar today is because Fruity and the Real Food Revolution have asked me to show you guys, basically how you can promote yourselves using Facebook, really get yourself out there and start really making money from your social media marketing efforts, but also how you can use it to be able to promote this event that's coming up as well. Now, I know that some of you guys are sponsors and some of you guys are speakers, but either way, what I find is a lot of people really struggle to actually get a return on investment in Facebook. And they really, really struggle to know exactly the ins and outs of it, how to promote themselves and whatever else. But one of the things that, will be the key takeaway after the webinar today is I'm going to show you some really, really cool strategies. These are strategies that you won't necessarily have heard of in mainstream social media to be able to set yourself, above most of the other people out there in your niche and in the food niche and the celebrity status and stuff like that, and to be able to be seen as the expert in your field, because a lot of us really, really hate to be called the expert. I know lots of people cringe out there. I will class myself as an expert at social media, and you know what, I'm going to wear that proud, and so should you guys, because I wouldn't like to think that I was dealing with someone who wasn't an expert in their niche, who didn't know the stuff. It doesn't mean that you're not able to learn more, but it means that you've actually gone out there, you're great, you're outstanding in your niche, your stuff, and you can help people. So please don't be afraid to really put yourself up on that pedestal and let it be known that you know exactly what you're talking about. And that's the thing with social media is you can put yourself out there as being, the expert in your niche, or, as the authority in your niche. Some people probably prefer authority than anything else. You can be the authority in your niche, but the great thing about social media is that you've got people to back it up. If you use it properly, you get key supporters and whatever else. So today I'm just, blabbing a little bit just right now because I'm just waiting for one or two more people to get on. But today we're going to be talking about, like I said, we're going to be talking about how you can fill and profit from an event using Facebook. But for all you guys that are speakers and also sponsors, how you can actually use social media, or how you can use Facebook to start actually making some money. And so, like I said, I'm going to be going through some really key strategies. And realistically, like I said, Fruity and the Real Food Revolution have asked me to hold this to help you guys to be able to be outstanding, to be able to be more, help promote the event, but also promote yourselves at the same time. Because you think about it, if this this event's going to be hugely successful, there's going to be a whole heap of people that are really, really passionate about real food, juicing, raw food, the whole works. They are, and this niche is really hot right now. I don't need to tell you guys this. It's really hot now, right now, right? So we're going to have thousands of people from Australia coming along to this event. And if you guys are key speakers, or if you're sponsors, they're going to be seeing you. And that's really going to make you, stand out way more than everyone else. You guys have been hand selected. And so, we're going to all have to work together to really make this a huge event, because it's certainly something that Australia needs. What I'm seeing on social media is that people are asking for this. We've been promoting this event for, just over a month now, specifically on Facebook, going really hard at it. And people are coming back saying, wow, thank goodness, can't wait. They really want this. There is just so much confusion around there about what raw food is, what's real food, what's paleo, how do you juice, how do you, all this sort of stuff. There is so much confusion, there's so much lack of information, and people want to know how to do it. So you guys are here to put this event together to show people how to do it. So over the next, this might be, depending on how many demonstrations I get, depending on, what type of interaction I get from you guys, will depend on how long this webinar is going to be, but we'll try and keep it within the 60 minutes, okay? But one of the things I'll tell you now, right? So I am going to show you guys, how you can help promote this event, but I'm also going to show you how you can make money from social media. This is not Social Media 101. I'm not going to be showing you how to set up a Facebook page. If you guys haven't got a Facebook page, or you're not on social media right now, please email me after the webinar, and I can, go through that, and help you out and see how I can work with you. But in the meantime, this is really probably a little bit a step above 101, because I want you guys to be able to make money on social media. Now, this is also not about being a professional visitor, okay? One of the things that I see time and time again, and I'm going to use Facebook as the main example here. It is the top social media channel. You will hear rumors out there that Facebook is diving or taking a dive. It may have dropped down in popularity, but it's certainly not something I'm seeing. There is nothing else that has replaced it right now. It is still the number one place for A, socializing, and B, for businesses to be, right? But one of the biggest mistakes I see time and time again is people collect likes. They get out there and they spend hours and hours on it. You might be one of those people. Actually, before I step into this, just a little bit of housekeeping. I'm just going to go slightly aside here because I need to know that you guys know where the hands up facility is on this on here. So what you should see is a little panel to the right hand side of your screen. It'll have a little red arrow pointing in. If you push that in, you'll lose your control panel. If you push it out, your control panel will come back up. You'll also have a hands up facility there, a little hand. So if you press on that little hand, it'll show me that you're putting your hands up. So what we might do is a little test right now, okay? So if you guys can see that little hand, can we please have a hands up? Excellent. Great. We've pretty much got everyone there with their hands up. Great. I'm just going to put all your hands down right now. Right. Okay. So here I'm going to ask a couple of questions, right? We're going to test this hands up facility thing. And also right down at the bottom of your control panel, there'll be a box for questions. Now, I'm manning this webinar by myself at the present point in time. So if I don't get to your questions straight away, please note that at the end of this webinar, I have got a questions section of this. And so I'll open up that question box and then I'll have a look and see what questions there are in there. So if I do miss it, really sorry, I'll be answering them at the end. I've got heaps of stuff to get through right now. Right. So who either is or knows someone who is in business, who spends a lot of time on Facebook, but doesn't actually make any money from it right now? Could you please put your hands up? Yep. We've got a few of you guys here. Great. Okay. So that's the thing, is that a lot of people do spend a lot of time on Facebook and they don't make money. And so part of the thing I'm going to talk about today is actually how you can turn this around, so that you're not wasting your time, and so you're getting return on investment, and so that you're getting return on investment for the time that you're going to be spending doing these Real Food Revolution workshops as well. Okay, oopsie daisy. Next slide. Sorry. What I'm going to be showing you today is some really tried and proven strategies that will actually help you make money using Facebook, and also help you promote yourself and promote the Real Food Revolution. So as long as you're promoting that, and there's, it's huge interest throughout Australia. It's Australia's largest event. It's Australia's, it's just so many, all you guys are celebrities in your own right. And, this is provided, it's a lot of pull power in that. So, really getting in and helping each other is going to also help you profit from it as well, because it's going to help get your reputation out there as well. Now, these tried and tested, there's a really, really fine line with social media, and keep in mind the word social, right? So one of the things is people do go on there to socialize. So what we have to do is we have to be able to build up relationships with people, get trust, stand out as the authority, so that we can sell to these people, so that we don't actually come across, excuse me if I'm using this demonstration, but as the Amway sales person at the party. I like to liken social media and going on and networking online as exactly the same as what you should do networking in person. So if you ever have been to a networking event, you go along, and a lot of people actually go along, go, hi, I'm Kerry Fitz. When I do social media, look at me, look at me, look at me. Right? No, that's not something I do, and you don't get a lot of response there. If you go along, and this is the same as when you're online, and you go, hi, name who you are, and this is what I help people do. So you have your elevator pitch ready. Hi, I'm Kerry Fitzgibbon. I help people make money using social media. That's all I say. So tell me about yourself, right? That's the same sort of thing. And you get people to open up and talk. That's what you do on social media. You get on there, and you've got to do your research first. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. You do your research first, find out what your niche like and whatnot, and then you post what they like. You put pictures on that they like. You build that relationship. You give them lots and lots and lots of value, and then you sell to them, or you sell them onto something like an event or into a webinar, which I'll talk about a bit like this. So, that you don't seem too salesy as well. But just a little bit about me, because this isn't about me, but just so you guys know why you should actually listen to me. I'm Kerry Fitzgibbon. I'm actually a certified social media strategist. So what that means is I've got a certification to do social media strategies. I studied under the person, one of the people that were the founding members of LinkedIn. So for those guys that don't know LinkedIn, it's one of the largest social network sites out there. It's more of a corporate type of site, business to business. One of the founding members of that is who I studied underneath. So he knows a thing or two. I've studied social media now and tested and measured for the last 4 years. I spend probably tens of thousands of dollars a year on my own training. I have mentors. I test, I find out what they do. They give me advice. I go out and I test it. I measure it. I see what the best stuff is, and then I pass it on to people. But I have done sales and marketing for 14 years. The reason why I tell you this is because I use a lot of the skills that I used in sales, which is relationship building, and in marketing, to be able to do what I do today, and that's show people how to make money in social media. I was also a journalist, and I worked in print, radio, and TV for 10 years, or just over 10 years. And I use a lot of my journalism experience, to be able to do a lot of research on people and get really deep into the psyche of people, to actually ask those questions. How does it work? Why does it work? What makes it work, sort of thing. So I use a lot of that, curiosity and that research skills that I learned as a journalist to be able to get to where I am today in social media, which has helped my clients make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So getting to that, just a couple of examples. This is one of my clients, humanhairsales.com. Horrible name, I know, but it's hair extensions. Now, in just 2 months, I helped her get 7,253 new leads in her business, and that was around over $24,000 in extra sales in her business in a couple of months. Our Internet Secrets is a business I've worked for the last 3.5 to 4 years. And now one of our campaigns made $66,000 in a Facebook campaign, made $66,000 in 10 days. One of our latest campaigns ended up filling a workshop, and it was a 7-figure workshop for Andrew and Daryl Grant, who run Our Internet Secrets. I've been promoting their workshops, and they usually have, sellout workshops. So I've been promoting them for the last few years. And the sales that they've made from their workshops have gone into the 7 figures. Like this last one was over $1 million worth of sales. One of my clients, so I've had a whole range of clients, and one of them, Argyle Jewelers, just from one post they made, they made $10,000 just from the one post. And here's another one that's just slightly outside the square, Forestry Connect. We did a LinkedIn campaign. We did 7-figure, so we've now done 7-figure contracts in forestry, and he has an online portal that makes over $61,851 a month, and that's just from all the stuff that we've done inside LinkedIn, because this is their target market with Forestry Connect. And then there's one of my pages. Now I've got quite a few Facebook pages and niches and stuff, but this is probably a little bit more relevant to what you guys are doing, because it's a bit of a passion Facebook page, and very, very niched, just like what you guys are into, with your clean eating and your raw food and real food. This one here makes me anywhere between 2 and 5,000 a month now. And I've just promoted a webinar. Within 5 days, I had to turn off the advertising. My webinar holds software. I haven't upgraded yet, but it holds 100 people on it, and I have 190. I had 197 today. It's just gone down to 196, so one person's pulled out, but it's 196 people registered for this webinar within the 4 to 5 days of me promoting it. So I'm just going to show you some of basically the 7 steps I'm going to go through now are exactly what I did for this Facebook page in this niche. I am a marathon runner. I've run like 5 marathons in just the last year and a half. Prior to that, I did multi-sport and adventure racing events. So we're talking 5 or 6 day events and that, right into my nutrition, right into my health, sports, fitness, and everything like that. So it was only sort of, it was amazing. It took me so long to actually put together this marathon page. I've now got over 5,000. I think I'm heading up to about 6,000 likes on it. I don't spend a huge amount of time on this page. I will now, but I just started it up March last year. Just for a bit of fun, and within the first month it was making me money, and ever since it's just grown and grown and grown and grown. So I only spent around about, golly, I'd be lucky if I was spending around about an hour to 2 hours a month on this Facebook page. Like I said, I'm about to turn that around because it's profiting so well. So and I know that my return on investment on this page, but exactly what I said. I'm going to show you guys how I did this. How I've been able to get people into my event, and how you guys can do the same, and how you can really pull together to be able to promote the Real Food Revolution using some of the strategies I'm showing you here today. So it might sound like I'm going a little bit off track because I'm going to show you sort of the 7 steps to making money using social media, but it will all pull in and show you how you guys can actually use all these steps, A, in your own business, and B, how you can use them to be able to help fill the Real Food Revolution and make it a huge success. Because if it's a success, then it's a success for you guys, because you guys get your names out there. But just a little bit of hands up also, because on which social media channels that you guys are using at the present point in time. There are so many out there, and they can be really, really confusing. And there's a new one coming on every week. And trust me, I also get confused, and I also, no, not another one I have to test. Golly, just got used to Google Plus and Pinterest, and there's another one. So, and you might feel a little bit like this, with all the social channels out there. In all honesty, guys, there are the big 6 in social media that you need to concern yourself with. Now, if you have a website, which all of you guys, if you are running your own business, you're holding events, you are the authority in your niche, you need to have a website. It's all good to have a Facebook page, and I ran that Run Marathon Training Facebook page. I ran that pretty much not using a website, but at the end of the day, I built a list, because we don't know whether Facebook's going to be around forever. I like to think it is, but we don't know. So it's good to drive them off Facebook to something that you can control, which is your website, B, a list as well. So the big 6 in social media, we've got Facebook. Now, just a hands up here, who has a Facebook personal account? Pop their hands up. Great, nice to see all of you guys. I'm just going to put all your hands down now. Who has a Facebook business account or business page? Or some people just call them pages, because realistically that's what they are. Right, we've only got a couple of people with a Facebook page promoting themselves. Okay, cool. Rightio. So we've got Facebook. It's the largest social network. We've got over 1.2 billion people on Facebook, and pretty much you can use Facebook for anything. You can use Facebook to promote to businesses. You can use Facebook to promote to consumers. You will hear Facebook is mainly used as a business to consumer. Or consumer to consumer. I believe you can use it for any realm. Most people, in especially your guys' target market and things, are on Facebook. So this would be the number one, pretty much, I would say, for you guys. Right, we've got Twitter. Now, who here has a Twitter account? Who does tweet? Who tweets? Okay, yep. Okay, great. Now, I probably don't use Twitter quite as much as you know, as some people do. The reason why now is that I'm actually Google Plusing a bit more, and I'll go into that in a little bit more detail. But Twitter is absolutely fantastic for just getting messages out real time. It's a real time blogging, micro blogging network. And you can really target down into people. The great thing about Twitter is that you can set up advanced searches on Twitter. So that's advanced search on Twitter, where you can type in a word, and every single time that word is mentioned, you can be notified, and then you can tweet back. So let's just say some of you guys are raw foodies, and that's your niche. Then you might want to put in an advanced search on raw food just to see what people are tweeting out there. Then you might want to get in there and follow them. They'll probably follow you back. And then, if it's someone who's asking questions, you can get in there and answer them as well. So yeah, whereas Facebook, up until recently, you would only post once a day. Now they've changed the algorithm of Facebook. I'm not going to go into the boring details, but you're better off posting 2, maybe 3 times a day on Facebook now. I don't know whether I'd go that much more than that, just for statistic reasons. When you're looking at your insights in Facebook, and you should be doing that, you want to really see what's working and what's not. Now, sometimes if you post too many times in one day on Facebook, you kind of weaken the last post as such. So you should have a really good strategy for what you're posting throughout the day, and leave the best post, the post that you are the most important throughout the day, at the time when most of your fans are on. Now, I'll show you guys how you can tell whether your fans are online and when they're on, because Facebook dishes that up to you. Right, so back onto Twitter. Twitter, you can tweet several times an hour. That's the type of network it is, and you can certainly get a lot of information out there through Twitter. We've got Google Plus. Now, Google Plus has been around for a couple of years. The reason why you want to be on Google Plus is a couple of reasons. Now, they've up near, if you're talking Google users, you're up near the billion mark, as well as Facebook. If you're talking Google Plus users, you're around about 700,000, a little bit less in Australia. I think we're looking at around about, still only a couple of 100,000 users here in Australia on Google Plus. This is why you want to be on there. Google owns Google Plus. Google is the number one search engine. Number 2 is YouTube, and Google owns YouTube. So if you guys get into Google Plus, you can really establish yourself as the authority there really quickly. Do you know why? Because there's not as much noise inside Google Plus. What I mean by that is, you'll hear noise on the internet, and that's a whole heap of people chatter, right? With Google Plus, there's a lot less. People are coming onto it slowly but surely, but they're coming onto it. When it first launched, a whole heap of people arrived on it, and then they backed out. They're starting to come back on because Google is making them do that. If you're in business, Google's making it so that, if anything, they're making it so that you have to log into Google every day. If you're in business, they actually link your social network, your Google Plus social network, or you link it to your website, and that shows you as authority to Google. Google's going to reward you for that. So if you have a website, you have a Google Plus account, you have a YouTube account owned by Google, this is really going to help you in search engines. Google is now using social signals, so things that are happening on social media, to determine whether a website is relevant to a person searching on it. So that's why you want to be on here. That's why you want to be on Google Plus, and you want to get on there before it becomes too noisy and there's too many other people established on there in your niche. You can actually get on there now in your niche, in whatever niche you're in. So whatever it is that you do, and you are the authority, and you can establish yourself really quickly in there before the other big guns or the other people get on. LinkedIn, like I said, that's more business to business networking, but I use LinkedIn for finding strategic partners or joint venture partners. So if there's one person out there that you want to be able to connect with that might help you get a whole heap of clients because they have a list or something like that, or they already are in your niche but are not direct competition, that you can, LinkedIn is a place to connect with these people. So you can really do business to business networking, get in front of people without actually having to cold call. So that's why I love LinkedIn. You've got YouTube. I explained probably that before, is that Google owns Google Plus, also owns YouTube. Google itself is #1 search engine. YouTube is #2 search engine. If you have a YouTube channel and you're producing videos, then Google is going to rank you or rank your videos. So it ranks videos in searching. So definitely a great way to be able to be seen out there when people are searching. And the last but very definitely not least is Pinterest. It's one of the new ones. Now, especially in your food niche, Pinterest is a perfect place to be. It's majority of its target audience are females, and it's females over 35, we're finding. Instagram is for the younger sector females. So if your niche is the younger ones, the 25 down, then Instagram's for you. Pinterest is anyone up, but I like Pinterest for business because you can really get your images out there. Your images can go viral, so your photos, your graphics and that, but make sure if you are on Pinterest that you have your photos of food or whatever it is linking back to a page on your website where you can either collect a list or do a sale. One of the biggest things I see on Pinterest is people post up an image and they don't link it back to their site. So someone clicks on that image and they go nowhere. Every single image you put to Pinterest, it gives you the facility to do so, link your URL to it. So if they click on that image, they go to your website if you have a website. So that's those. I just wanted to share those guys with those sites with you guys because I think it's extremely important just to know about them. But what we're going to be talking about, like I said, is the 7 steps to monetize using social media, but also in these steps, it's all going to come to, you'll understand on how you can actually help promote the Real Food Revolution by going through these steps. So is everyone all happy with that? Can you put your hands up if you want to learn the 7 steps, and then we can go through how you can help the Real Food Revolution and also help yourselves? Excellent. This is good to hear. Oh, you guys are so cool. Okay, awesome. Right. Okay, I'll try and speak a little slower. I get really excited about this stuff, guys. It's my passion, just like you guys have your passion, and I know Zane, hers is raw food. So sometimes I get excited and get a little bit fast. So I'll keep this as slow. So there are 7 steps. I'm not going to go into full detail on every single one of them, okay? I'm going to go through the complete relevance ones, but it's finding a niche. Now, what I mean by niche is a really tight, targeted group of people, okay? Now, we know that some of you guys have already got your niche. For Zane, it's raw food. For Rory, he's the whole food expert. Someone else there might be, juicing might be your thing. That's your niche, and that's your nice targeted group of people. But it's really important to be able to identify them, and speak their language and know exactly what keeps them awake at night. And you might think that you do, but you should actually research this, because don't just assume that, even though this is something you're passionate about, don't just assume that because you're highly passionate about it that you probably more likely are the target audience, but it's really good to learn some of these things, see what other pages are doing, copy other pages that are doing really, really well, and really establishing this, and really getting deep into, what it is that makes your target market click. Because if you can get to that, then the rest is really, really easy. So when I say finding a niche, I know some of you guys have a niche, but it's really, getting into the psyche of your target market as well. Building the platform. Okay, so now we know who our target market is. They might be, they might be 35 to 45-year-old females, You know, Australia might be number one, number two might be the USA, number three might be Canada. You know, what keeps them awake at night? Well, they worry about, you know, health. They worry about, you know, food. They worry about their family and things like that. You know, they want to know how to be able to look after their family, plus be able to buy the right foods for them to keep them healthy, plus be able to get them to eat those foods as well, to get them nice and tasty, but being able to do it nice and quickly as well. These could be some of the issues that they're facing, right? But where are these people hanging out? Where are they searching, and what is they doing? So once we find out who our target market is, once we've really narrowed down to our niche, okay, this is our niche. We know what they like, what keeps them awake at night, and who they hang around with. So that means we should know where they hang out. So are they on Facebook? Are they on Pinterest? Are they on Twitter? Are they on all three? Are they hanging out on LinkedIn? Once we establish where we're going to get the biggest bang for our buck, basically, that's when we build the platform. Okay, so you really want to you know, find out who the people are, you know, who your target market is, what is your objective to being on social media, right? What is your objective? Okay, is it to build a list? Is it to make money? Is it to build relationships? Is it to establish yourself as the authority? Is it all of the above? What is your objective? Um, and and then you want to build a strategy effectively that takes those two. So who are your people and what is it you want to achieve? And then you know, you build the strategy around that, and then you find out what sort of platform that you want to go on to do that and where they're hanging out. So that's where we build the platform. Like I said with you guys, I would say Facebook would probably be your number one in terms of, you know, where your target market is, but also you'd be, you know, Pinterest would be a really, really good one for you guys as well. But, you know, Facebook's probably your top priority right now. And I'd definitely start sniffing around Google Plus as well, and getting it in there. But so your second thing is building a platform. You then want to get followers, of course. So you build it and then they come, not quite. So I'm going to show you how you can actually get some followers as well, and then build the relationship with those followers. So we don't just want to collect likes. We want to build relationship with those likes. We want those people to just love us, love our information, trust us, because if they do, they will do anything for us. And you have to be real about this, and you have to be sincere. You know, you don't have to give them a whole heap, but you have to give them stuff that's valuable to them. You know, and if you really know your target market, you know what they value. And then you also need to build a list, right? And we're not talking a list as in Facebook likes or you know, Twitter followers or connections on LinkedIn. We're talking about a list that's your list through a standalone database. So has anyone here, just put your hands up if you guys have your own database, so list of people. Yep, we've got a few of you guys, and some haven't so much. Okay. Rightio. Very, very important, guys, that you do start building the list. Like I said, you know, if anything happens to any of these social networks, at least you've got a list. There are autoresponders or list building platforms. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail, but there's aweber.com. There's Constant Contact. There's MailChimp. And there's a whole Get Response. There's a whole heap out there, but definitely worth investing in a platform where you can start building a list. Step 6 is monetizing. Now you'd think that'd be step 7, but no, it's monetizing. So we want to find our niche. We want to build the platform, whether it be Facebook or Pinterest or LinkedIn or Google Plus. We want to get followers. We want to build that relationship. Then we want to build the list so that we can market back into that list, and then we want to monetize. So that's when we want to be promoting events like the Real Food Revolution. That's where you want to be promoting your own events. That's where you want to be either building up membership sites, building up your own ebooks, or even selling affiliate products, or merchandise or something like that. So that's where you want to monetize, and that's the mistake that most people on social media make, is they don't take it to the monetization level. There's a whole heap of things that you can do even if you do not have product or do not have anything right now. If you can build that relationship, build the list, the monetization side of things is easy. And then retarget. Now, when I'm talking about retargeting, there are certain bits of software on the internet where if someone comes to your website and they don't take the action you want them to take, you can retarget them. It drops, there's software where it will drop, not to get into technical stuff here, but it will drop a little cookie onto their ISP. So wherever they go on the internet, your little ad will pop up and remind them that they didn't take action or whatever it is. Now, the great thing is Facebook's just introduced this also. It hasn't been rolled out to everyone yet, but where if someone comes to your website and they don't take action, that you can actually cut two different things. You can actually create, and I'm going to go into a bit more detail on this later, you can create a custom audience from the people that visited your website. So what that does is a little bit of software will grab, if they've come from Facebook to your website, it'll grab their Facebook user ID and it will produce a list for you that then you can advertise back into. So you know there's people who've been interested, they've come onto your website and you can advertise back into them. A little bit technical, but these are the types of things that you can do inside Facebook when you have the know-how, or inside on the internet when you have the know-how. And you guys are sitting in on this, so you're going to have the know-how. Right, so the things that I'll be covering, find the niche. I'll be doing that really quickly because you guys pretty much have it. I'll be talking about getting the followers, so how to get the likes realistically, and how to get those likes really, really cheap so it doesn't cost you a lot of money. We want to build up people to like our page. I don't like spending a lot of money doing it. I will spend a lot of money if I know that I'm going to get return on investment. Not that I'm saying you're not with the likes, it's just not instant, if you understand. So if I'm promoting an event, or if I'm promoting to a membership site, or if I'm promoting to a webinar, I'll spend extra money, and sometimes it's into the thousands, because I know that I'll get return on investment on that. But if it's just building up likes, I just like to spend maybe maximum of 20, 25 cents per like. But also, again, you can work your numbers out. I mean, I've got right down in the raw food niche, and I'm going to show you how we've got right down to 5-cent ones. And then I'm going to show you how you can monetize. So find the niche, get the followers, build the list, and monetize, and then how you guys can use all this information to help really get Real Food Revolution events humming, and you know, get some more business through there as well, and be linked to it, which is great. So I'm just going to show you right now 4 ways to really find the niche. So there's a whole heap of things that you can do on the internet, but one of the things that you should be doing is hashtagging. So that's this little tag. I'm not sure. Actually, I'll try and get my pointer here. Wait a minute. Here we go. Can you guys see my mouse? Hands up. Yep, good. Excellent. Perfect. I'll just put all your hands down. Right. See this little hashtag? That's a hashtag, right? If you hash and then a word, you can see some of the trending topics out there. So you might hashtag raw food, or hashtag paleo and that, right? Or you can go into Google and look at trending topics inside Google as well. Now, the way to kind of use this is to look for the popular pages. Look for the things that are really, really popular in your niche. And you might find these on Facebook and Pinterest and Google+, and you can do that by using that hashtag. Find out those pages, look at what they're doing, look at who their target market is predominantly, and then you'll be able to get a real idea of what it is that they are targeting inside their niche, what gaps there are that you could come in and fill yourself. I'm just going to give you an example. I'm going to go back to raw food here, but you know, raw food is a niche, but you might want to niche it down to, okay, mothers who love raw food, or businesswomen who love raw food, or something like that. You know, you might want to actually really get right narrowed down in it to you, so you can really speak to your audience. You know, want to check as to how many people there are out there that you know are in that niche. But that's, you know, that's what I'm sort of looking at here. As I'm going to, I have a look at these popular pages, I see what's missing, you know, or I see what's working, and you can copy them, you know, not word for word and not do exactly the same posts as them if you're direct competition. If you're not direct competition and you're working with each other, for instance, so you guys should be on a daily basis going on and having a look at the Fruithy page and having a look at the Real Food Revolution page. See the things that Zane's posting on those. See the promotions to the events, and you know, you should be looking at what's going on there and mirroring it on your own sites, because those are the sorts of things that are working, okay? But other popular pages in your niche as well, and doing that. Find popular groups inside Facebook and inside LinkedIn that that have your target market. Go inside those groups and join in the conversation. You know, don't go in there and sell, just go in there and be the expert. If someone's got a question and you know the answer, go in there and answer it. You might go and post some questions in there yourself. Just be seen in those popular groups inside Facebook. Really, you know, you can find them by posting, by putting in, you know, your keyword and group, and it'll show up inside Facebook. We might do a little demo inside Facebook as we go along, just so that you guys can get a real feel for what goes on in there and what you can do. The issue being is that some of you guys will have the graph search facility. Some of you guys won't have it right now. Actually, I'll do a little raise of hands here. Who here has the new graph search facility in Facebook? Right, I've got no one with hands up, so I think that means that no one actually knows what it is. Oh, yep, we've got one hand up there. I'm just going to go into Facebook right now and show you guys. Wait a second. Wait a minute. So if your page looks like mine, and you've got people I may know, my friends, photos of my friends, music I like, movies I like, that's the graph search. If you haven't got it yet, I believe, right, excuse me, just going to test this. Okay, if you go facebook.com/about/graph search, and I wonder if I can send this to all you guys. Okay, in your chat facility, which is down the bottom, I've just sent you that link. If you haven't got it and you're not even on the waiting list, if you type that in, and then you can apply to go on the waiting list of that, okay? I very much suggest you do. It might take a while, but the facilities inside here are just absolutely amazing. You can find out what pages are popular, pages, you know. So I'm just going to give, I'm going slightly off here, sorry guys, but I as things come to me that I think are really important, I'm just going to let you guys know. These are probably the real aha moments, I dare say, for you guys, will be. But so for instance, we can go, we'll just look up Fruithy here, okay? So we've got pages named Fruithy. So we can find, you know, let's just say I wanted to go raw food, okay? So I can find pages named Raw Food, or I can go Raw Food Groups. I can find all groups named Raw Food Groups, or, you know, so it might bring up some raw food ones, but you just play with this. You can actually go in here, and so I'm just going to go back. So people that like Fruithy's page, right? This could be your target market, right? Over 91,000 likes on this page. So there's quite a few. They've built up a really good relationship. There's over nearly 6,000 people talking about, okay, definitely something to look at what they're doing. Now, we might go, okay, so the type of person that likes Fruithy, what other page would they like? Okay, so we can go pages, people who like Fruithy, like, so then we can go, okay, now it shows us all the pages here that people who like Fruithy like. So these pages might be a couple of different things, right? They might be pages to go on and like and follow and see what they're doing and see what the target market's like in here. Or I'm going to be talking about this in a minute, but I'll just mention it now. Or, you know, I have software that I can actually get these followers. So it's called scraping Facebook pages, perfectly legal as such, because you don't get the names, but where you can actually target these people. But you can also do it in Ads Manager. So when you're running Facebook ads, and I'll talk about that as well. So you might want to take down a few of these pages because they might be relevant to your target market. And so later on, when I'm talking about running ads, you might want to target people that like Miami Marketer. 21,000 people, 331 like it. This might be your target market. So you might want to target ads that go specifically to this. This is a really, really good way of finding pages that are in your niche. Or you might want to look at these people and go, okay, well, they might be a joint venture partner. They might be someone who has the list, who I'm not direct competition with, and you might want to get hold of the admin of this page and say, hey, listen, we have a few things in common. Let's have a conversation on how we can help each other. So those are little different things that you can do in there. I know I've digressed slightly, but I hope it's all good stuff for you guys. So that's the graph search. So you want to go in and search there and look for pages in your niche. You want to look for groups in your niche. You want to see how people are acting in there, what they're doing, what's missing, what you can fill in, what posts are working and what posts are not. You know what's working and what's not by the interaction, how many likes, how many comments, how many shares they've got to that as well. Okay. And there's other sites that you can search, and you can search for trending data. Sometimes you have to pay for them, sometimes not, but there's socialbakers.com is one of them, and pagedata.app. So I'm just going to give you guys a few seconds to write those two down. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail on them, but they show you a lot of stats on different pages out there, different niches. So just go in there and have a little play with that. Like I said, if you know exactly what either your competition or your collaborators are doing out there, and if they're doing well, then you want to do something similar because obviously it's working for them. So have we all got those sites down now? Hands up. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, great. And there's also this one here. In fact, I will grab that and put it in because you can get to see some of the top users on Facebook through this. There we go. Did I just copy that? Let me try it again. Okay. Guys, I'll just put this down in the message bar. So that's for something you'd look at later, not right now, because you'll miss all this awesome information, okay? You might want to actually grab it and copy it and put it onto your thing, because when I close this up, it'll be missing. But there you go. Right, so here we go. We've covered all that. Okay, so now that we kind of narrowed down, we know what our target market's doing. We know we might want to niche down our niche and really, zone in on a certain, sector of people. And so what we want to do now, we've seen what our competition is doing. We see what's missing and whatever else. Then we want to build up our platform, and then we want to get followers as well. Like I said, I'm not going to go into detail on building up the platform because I think that's probably a waste of time during this webinar. But we want to be able to get people to like us. I'm going to go into Facebook ads first because this is the quickest, easiest, fastest way I know to really build up your audience. It doesn't have to be expensive, but if you really want to take your business to the next level, you need to invest. It's simple as that. People just don't know you're there if they don't know you're there. I just want to warn you about a couple of things before I go into this. Anyone out there that says I can get you 10,000 likes for, $5, $10, $100, $200, $300, $400, or whatever else dollars, be very wary, okay? If you do want to collect up likes, you've got to do it in a way that isn't buying them. So there's people out there that try and buy likes for their Facebook page. Never, ever, ever do this, and if someone, you go and see a social media person, and they say, yep, I can get you 10,000 likes, ask them how. If it's through Facebook advertising and targeting and it's going to take a little bit to build up, like a couple of months or whatever else, then yes, that is the perfectly good way of doing it. It will not happen overnight. I've had so many clients come to me after they've seen people and they've gone, oh my goodness, they had, yay, I got 10,000 likes. Okay, where are they from? Oh, jeepers, not my country. I don't even know what. And then those people fall off. So never ever buy likes. It was something that people did years ago. Okay, so that's why I'm saying the quickest, best, easiest, most genuine way of getting followers on Facebook quickly is through advertising. And like I said, it doesn't have to be expensive. I'm not going to show you how to do that. So we're going to talk about CPC advertising and CPM, right? Now, in a Facebook ad, there are a couple of different ways that you can pay for that ad to show. Now, I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about by a Facebook ad for those that don't know. Just going to go back into here. Just going to go back onto my page on my Facebook account. So they're on you've got these ones here, see sponsored. These are called right-hand column placement ads, okay? If I go over here to my newsfeed, it won't be long, I guarantee you, before I see a sponsored post, but these are newsfeed ads, okay? You can have mobile ads, so that's ads that go to mobile devices that are mobile device friendly. You can have video ads. You can have things that are called promoted posts. So that's where you're running this is my marathon page. That's where you're running a post and you might want to promote it. Here's just a little bit of a tip for you guys while I'm in here as well. I suggest you don't use this boost facility. It's a nice, easy way of doing things, but it's not it's not the best way of doing it. If you ever want to promote a post, go through your ads manager. I will show you how to do that in a minute, but if you have a post on your page and you want to promote it to your target market, rather than occasionally I'll boost it if I've got not much time and I just want it really to just go out to the people who like my page, I'll go in here and boost it, okay? But I try not to use that often. I will tend to run it through Ads Manager. You'll get better value for money, okay? So just going back here to show you guys, here is your news feed, okay? And here's a sponsored ad showing right up in the news feed, okay? Sponsored. You see that down here that it's sponsored, okay? So those are the different kinds of ads. You've got your right hand and you've got your news feed. Now the difference, obviously the news feed get a lot more punch to them. What I tend to do is I tend to use my right-hand side ads for likes, so to build up the likes on my page, because you're able to get cheaper likes on the side, right? Still very relevant if you do the right type of ad, but I do this side for my likes. The newsfeed ads and the mobile ads and that are what I save for promoting a book, building a list, pointing people to an event, selling something, send them over to my shop or whatever else. That's where I'll use the news feed ads, okay? So those are just a couple of different types of ads there are. Now, as I was saying, the cost per click is a way that you pay for that ad. So what that means is that you can have a couple of different options when you're placing your ad. You can do it so that every single time someone clicks on that ad, that you pay a certain amount of cents. So that if they are not clicking on the ad, you're not paying anything. It's a little bit of a catch-22, because if you're running a cost per click ad and you've got not that many people clicking on that ad, Facebook will tend to not show that ad because it deems it to be not very popular. And if it does, every single time someone clicks, it gets more expensive. So if you're running a cost per click ad, I tend to do an ad that's cost per click to a larger audience. So not your really niche targeted ones, your really large audiences, and I keep them really, really simple. And sometimes I might actually start out an advertising campaign with a cost per click. And then once I know it's working, I'll switch to cost per impression, which is the next one I'm going to show you, which is called CPM. So for every 1,000 times that ad is shown to your target market, you pay a certain amount of money. Okay, some of the things I'll be talking about today, and most of them are going to be cost per impression. The reason why is I have tested and measured this in different campaigns, in different niches and that, and pretty much I'm going to safely say 90% of the time, my cost per impression has got lower in the end cost per click, if you get my drift. So because I'm only paying per impression, and there might be lots of people clicking on the ad, I'm not paying every single time they click on it, I'm paying for every single time the ad's shown, it takes the cost per impression down, sometimes to as little as 1 cent clicks. So I know this is kind of a little bit confusing for those guys that know ads and have been in there. It probably makes a bit of sense, and you've probably been running cost per click ads because most people will do this when they first step into to Facebook. But I tell you now that cost per impression I'm finding, and test and measure this. Now, what you want to do if you are setting up campaigns inside Facebook is you want to set up one campaign that's for cost per impression ads, one campaign that's for cost per click ads. Keep the ads identical and then measure it. If you put a cost per impression ad in with a cost per click ad, Facebook will run the cost per impression and your cost per click ad will not get shown because it wants to show the ad that it's going to get the most money out of initially, and that's impressions for Facebook initially. Okay, I know, like I said, it gets a bit confusing, but just if you guys take note that what I'm suggesting you do is if you're going to test and measure 2 campaigns, cost per click campaign and a cost per impression campaign, but that in my testing and measuring, 90% of the time, cost per impression wins out. Okay, so that could save you a bit of time if you're going to run ads to promote your product, services, build a list, get likes and that, right? I'm going to talk about creating a custom audience here as well. Now, I know a couple of you guys said that you had a list. Here's the really cool thing that you can do inside Facebook. Even if you don't have a list, if you run ads inside Facebook and you have a certain target market and you promote to that target market, you can actually create a custom audience from that target market, so that all you have to do is click on custom audience rather than put all the interest groups in and whatever else. But this is actually going to go back to if you have a list, you can target that list on Facebook. So if you've got a database that's outside Facebook, you can target it inside Facebook as long as they have a Facebook account. It is the cheapest form of social media advertising that I know of, and it's where you load your existing email list into Facebook. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. You target Facebook ads. We do unpublished posts just to your existing database. This will make sense in a second. And I use pay per impression, so that's at CPM, to reduce the price, okay? And this isn't, in all the tests that we've done, it has increased sales by over 45%, nearly 46%, okay? I'm going to talk about a lookalike audience, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do this as well, because this is really going to help if you guys decide to help start promoting. You know, there's going to be paid ways and there's going to be free ways, but help promote yourself using some Facebook ads, but at the same time promote the Real Food Revolution event as well. You know, promoting yourself as a key speaker there. Come see me at the event, and you know, this can actually build you guys up as well. There's another thing you can do inside Facebook, which is called creating a look-alike audience. So this nice little custom audience back here, whoopsie daisy, where's my little arrow gone? Come back. Okay, this nice little custom audience back here that I'm talking about, so that's your own database, or building an interest list inside Facebook and turning it into your custom audience, then you can create an audience that has the similarities to that audience, okay? And we call that a lookalike audience. So target your Facebook ads to people with the same characteristics as your custom audience. Again, we use pay per impression to reduce the price up 100-fold. I'm going to give you guys some examples of doing this, okay? So here we've got the tattoo niche. It's an extremely popular niche, okay? I just want to give you an example that we've got down to 3 cent likes for this particular niche using a cost per impression basis, okay? So we've got 9 cent clicks here. And over a 4.7 click-through rate. Just to let you guys know what's a good click-through rate on Facebook, anything over 1% is classed as a good click-through rate on Facebook. You're still fine if you're 0.9, but you know, anything lower than sort of 0.7, you're starting to get, okay, you might want to change your ad or change your targeting, because you want to get this click-through rate, you want to get it relatively high, so that that drops down your cost per click and cost per impression prices. Oopsie daisy, go back a bit. This is a bit, because I've taken screenshots in this, but this is the clean eating raw food niche. So we've got 5 cents cost per action. So I did a promoted post here, and I less than it's 5 cents for them to take action on that promoted post, and we had 1,285 actions on this particular post. And then we've got this is a dog niche, and it's probably a bit easier, but we're right down to 1 cent likes here. So that's, you know, that's pretty cool stuff. But that's all about getting your targeting right, your niches right, and using some of these really cool things that I'm going to show you. Also, the money making online internet marketing niche. Anyone who's been involved in this particular niche knows that you pay, oh gosh, anywhere from $1 up. You know, I know people that pay $5 to $20 per sort of click on this because it's worth it for them. But we actually dropped ours right down from, they were at this time last year, we were paying around about anywhere between $1.50 and $2 cost per click. Now we're down to 23 cents, 17 cents, 15 cents. And then we had a cost per engagement that was right down to 2 cents as well. So the things that I'm showing you here today will help you get those lower rates. And just these recent campaigns that I've been running. So we've got down to 11 cent likes here, and 1,206 likes to this page, and cost per engagement. So here we've got over 12%. So this is really getting to know. This is Clean Eaters Do It Better. And we got to a 12% margin here on this one, and the cost per engagement was 5 cents. So that really, you know, 1,288 engagement. So you think that's going out and people are engaging with this. If people engage with it, it helps your Facebook edge rank, it helps you be seen on Facebook, it helps with absolutely everything. It sets you up to be the authority in your niche. I'm going to just briefly talk about a buying audience, and then I'll show you a demo. But the buying audience is something that's not here in Australia right now, but it will be coming. It's in the States right now, and this is really, really cool, right? You can actually find people who are proven buyers in your niche. Excuse me, I just need a drink of water there. I was getting a bit croaky. So you can find people who drive a certain car or a house or have a certain job, or who buy certain types of food, or have bought themselves a blender or whatever. You can target your Facebook ads to only people who are proven buyers in that niche. And just to give you an example of how it works, like I said, it's not here in Australia yet. It is in the US, and they're using it through data companies. But, you know, baby food products. So you can find out that there's over 11,171,200 people who are proven buyers of baby food, right? So people who spend 3 times or more than the national average based on volume, okay? So imagine being able to get in front of them if you were selling a baby product, for instance, raw food for babies or whatever it is, or to mummies. I mean, if they're buying baby food, they're mummies. So, that's a really great way of niching down there, or, that have homes to the over $1 million as well. So, 1 million people that have homes that are over $1 million. I just want to show you this because there's all sorts of stuff that is possible inside Facebook, if not right now, in the very, very near future. And that's what I'm keeping my finger on the pulse. And like I said before, you can scrape your competitors list. There's software out there. I've got lots of them that I'm testing and measuring. And mind you, they're not all that easy to use, but you can, create a list of likes from your competitors or business pages with software. Like I said, after this, if you're interested in having a look at some of the stuff, I'm just email me and we can have a conversation. So we can target our Facebook ads to that particular list, and we use pay per impression to reduce the click, and this increase reduce click price and that by up to 100-fold. So if your competition out there has got a huge big list of likes on their page, we can get in front of those people one way or another. Okay, so I'm going to go onto Facebook ad now and just show you a couple of these things, because I think if you guys know how to run these ads, then you're more apt to be able to promote yourself, promote the event, and we're all working with each other to be able to do this. So here's something, just a little tip for you, because I often get this when I'm training people. So, right, if you are on your business page, right, and you want to go into your ads manager section, you click on here, and even if you go advertise on Facebook, it's not, well, it's going to might prove me wrong, but it doesn't really do much, okay? And I have people go, I can't get into that section. What you need to do, there's several ways to do this, but what I do is if I'm on my business page, go back to your personal profile. Back to your personal profile. Click here, and then go down to manage ads. So it opens up an ad management center. Now yours won't look like this. I manage a few accounts, so mine looks a little different. I'm just going to go into mine for now. And I'm going to show you a couple of things in here. Now, in order for you, I just want to show you how to, what I mean by doing the two different types of campaigns. So here I've got a campaign, webinar, promoted post, cost per impression, where I've got a couple of ads running. Or I don't, I've paused them because I've had to. Okay. And paused them a few days ago. And here's another one, which is cost per click as well. Okay, so I paused that a lot sooner because I noticed that it wasn't getting as good a return as the cost per impression one was definitely a lot better. Just to give you, if you can see this, that I was getting per website click 60 cents and 91 here. So I know that my return on investment for a website click is a lot more than that. Okay, but so that's just how I run those campaigns. Okay, now if we want to create an ad and we want to go through our ad manager center, we go over to the side here and we go create an ad. Okay, it gives us several options here. We've got page post engagement. So this is where, you know how before I said you don't go onto your page to boost a post, you go into here to boost your post. We've got page likes, so that's to build your likes. Clicks to website, so that's to get them to click off to your website, and website conversions. Okay, those are the main ones that I would use. I wouldn't even use for event responses. If you've got an app, you can do app installs and app engagements. If you've got offers out there, offers. I will tend to just use these ones here. And more than likely website conversions over website clicks. I don't want to go on a huge amount of 101, but I'm just going to briefly explain. This is to promoted posts, so posts on your page, obviously likes. Now the clicks, the difference between the clicks to website and the website conversions is the website conversions give you a little pixel to put on your website. So it's a little bit of code that go on your website, so it tracks every single time someone takes action on your website. I suggest that you might want to go and research this a bit more, but this is the one that you want if it's going to your own website. If it's going to someone else's website, well, then you won't be able to put this on your website. You would want to do clicks to website. So that might be to affiliate site, or it might be to book into the event, or to an event, or whatever else. So page likes, page post engagements. Okay, so this is your typical ads center. I'm just going to go into page posts for now, just so that I can just give you some examples here, and let's go onto my page here. Okay, I'm not going to run an ad to this, but I'm just going to use an example. So this is one of my posts that I've already done, or I can add a post in. If you want to create a new page post, you can do it here, okay? So then I'd go continue. And this is where we've got we've got our news feed and we've got our right-hand column. We can remove either one of these. So I might want to just keep this in the news feed and not do right-hand column because it might not be relevant for right-hand column. Or like I said with the like ads, you might want to remove the news feed for like ads. And this is where we can go down to our audience, okay? Now, this is where we can create a new audience, okay? We can pull in our database. So we can create an audience from a CSV or a CSV file, MailChimp, if you've got an app, or a custom audience from your website. So this has actually just come up today. I think earlier I said that anyone who comes to your website, you can actually create a list of people that come to the website and don't necessarily take action, and then we can follow them around Facebook. So that's only just shown up on mine today. I have not had it up until today, so I'll be certainly going in and testing that, and I'm going to be testing it on the Real Food Revolution as well. So Zane, we'll look into that. Now we've also got, so if you've got an audience, then you can type it in here. So I've been able to get Boston Marathon. So all the people that like the Boston Marathon page, well, they're now a custom audience of mine. Who've liked the Gold Coast Marathon, that's who are custom audiences of mine. Who are the lookalike audience to the Gold Coast Marathon. I also got the Groupon for another client of mine. Marathon Mania, and all sorts of other things in here. So we've got a whole heap of custom audiences that I can target in here. Mine would more than likely be the marathon ones, but I've got a few audiences in here. Okay, so that's one way to create the custom audience. Then you've got to know your demographics, and then we post it. Like I said, I'm not going into a huge amount of detail there. This isn't Facebook 101. It's just showing you what is possible. That's called the Ads Manager. Okay, and that's the most people will do advertise through Ads Manager. Okay, I'm going to leave this page. This can only be used in Chrome, but it's called our Power Editor. Okay, this is where we can create audiences, create lookalike audiences, and do what we call unpublished posts. So these are posts that don't show up on your Facebook business page. Now, one of the reasons why we might not want a post to show up on our Facebook page is we might have several variations of a post or an ad. And we don't want all those variations showing up on our Facebook page because our fans might look and go, what the hell's going on here? But we want people to see them and we want to test which one's the best. And then we want to take that best and then we want to publish it to our page because we know that's got the biggest amount of interactions. This is what's really exciting. We do that through Power Editor. Okay, so this is only can be used in the Chrome browser. So you need to get Chrome. It's Power Editor here. And we can click on that. This is where we create, people call them dark posts or unpublished posts. So just to give you an idea, there's a whole heap of things you can do in here. And again, it's not 101 Power Editor either. If you want to, again, if you want information about this, you can email me afterwards. I haven't actually put anything together for you guys to sell you anything or anything like this. Like I said, I'm doing it as a favor for because Foodies and the Real Food Revolution guys have asked me to do this. But if I know that some of you guys might want something after this, so certainly email me. I'll give you my email address. So we can create a new unpublished post in here, right? And that will not be shown on the Facebook page. That will be shown in the news feed, so you can get the reaction in there. Okay. So those are just a couple of things you can do, and then we can go. We've got audiences here. So if we went audiences, we can go create an audience. And we can do it from a saved targeted group. So that would be an interest that we've targeted in Facebook. So you might not have your own database, but you might type in interests such as raw food, paleo, juicing, vegetarian, whatever it may be. You might type those in as your interest inside Facebook, and then you might want to save that interest group and turn it into a targeted group or into a custom audience. And then we've got custom audiences. So you can drag these little guys in, and then you can, once you've done one, you can create a similar audience or a lookalike audience from that as well. Okay. So those are just the little things that you can do inside Power Editor, but this isn't really about that. I just want to show you guys, that's what's possible. If you want more information, happy to give that to you. If you want to go in there and start testing that sort of stuff, get out there and start looking into it and testing it. How to get free traffic from Facebook. Okay, so if you I strongly suggest doing adverts, but not everyone can afford doing it. So this is going to be a slower way of doing it, but just a whole heap of different ways we can do this. Join groups and get your name out there in groups and answer questions and just be the general go-to person in groups. Don't sell, just be the person that's the authority in that group. B, whenever someone connects with you as a friend on Facebook, make sure you send out a message saying, hey, thank you for the connection. Just to let you know, I do most of my communication through my business page. Please go and like my business page and join me there. And then you put a link to your business page so you drive the people, because some of you guys will be famous just for being you. And especially when you're holding an event, when you're at the Real Food Revolution event, you want to be sitting there going, hey, listen, I have a Facebook page, please come join me there. But they will get to know your name anyway. And so they might come and like you as a friend on Facebook. You want to be driving them back to your business page as well. And here's another little dinky thing. You can also go on and, go do co-collaborations with Facebook pages, admins of Facebook pages that have your target audience. But here's a nice little sneaky thing that you can do. So you can visit your competitor's page as your business page on Facebook. I'm going to show you how to do this. You can like the comments on their page so that your business shows up in the notifications of their followers. So I'm just going to I've got some screenshots here, but I'll show you how it's done for real, okay? So this is the Gold Coast Marathon page. I'm posting as Run Marathon Training, and I might go on and like what Kerry has said here, and like what Katie has said here, and I might reply and give some advice. Not sell, just be the general, informative person on or page on marathons. Okay. Now, when they log on, they'll get up in their corner, which would be over the side, but they'll get notification that Run Marathon Training has liked a post that they posted. Now, they've already posted on Gold Coast Marathon, so we know that they like marathons, so they will more than likely come on and like your page as well. You can only don't do any more than, I suggest to be safe, don't go do any more than 25 of these at a time. I had a really good friend. She's actually used to be a professional ballet dancer. So, these sports people, I'm one myself, and probably some of you guys are too. Someone tells us to do something, we don't just do it half-heartedly. We go and boots and all, and we'd give it everything. Well, she went in and tried to do about 50 and got her Facebook page blocked for, I think, it was only 24 hours, but you know, it's like, oh, slow down. And they'll warn you that they'll go, slow down, you've posted too much. So, and it's around about the 50 mark, but I've had it happen at around about 30. So I suggest 25 if you're going to do this, okay? So I'm just going to give you an example of how to do this as well. Okay, let me just go back to my page. Oops, actually, we'll just go back to here first of all. Okay, so a couple of different ways of getting onto your Facebook business, onto your page. You can either go, as most of you guys know, on the left-hand side here. I'm just going to give you an example here because this is really important to know this when you are posting on other pages as your business page. Now, as you can see, I'm commenting and posting as Run Marathon Training, right? So when I post on this page, I am posting as Run Marathon Training, of course, because it's my page, okay? Right. Problem being is when I go onto another page, so if I go Gold Coast Marathon, okay? If I went to post something here, I'm actually posting as Kerry Fitzgibbon, okay? It switched me back, right? The way to go to another page and post on another page as your page is to go right over to the corner here, where click down on that, right? Actually, we're going to go back to me just to show you guys. So we're back to my page. We're going to go right over here. We're going to click that, and I'm going to go on to Run Marathon Training on this left, on the right-hand side over here. Okay, so I am now posting as Run Marathon Training here. You can see that this is now changed up here. It's Run Marathon Training. If I go on to Gold Coast Marathon, where are you? Gold Coast Airport Marathon? That's the event, isn't it? Okay. Let's just go. Love it when this happens live. All right, let's go back to here. Okay. I've probably gone completely past it. Okay, sorry guys. How about we just go Gold Coast Airport for now? Normally go straight to it, but anyway. So if I go and post, let's just say this was the marathon page and they were making comments here, I might go down and love what QT Gold Coast says love. I'm going to click like there and I might do a comment here. Now you can see I'm posting as Run Marathon Training, okay? So that's what you want to do. You want to do it from this way. And you might go along to a page that, you know, is you know, in your niche or is direct competition, and be a little bit cheeky and do that, go along and see some of the comments that are on there and go on and like them and maybe reply and comment to them, you know, just something friendly. Don't ever go on there and sell when you're doing this strategy. It's a slow way of doing it because you can only do around about 25 a day, but you know, a nice wee way of getting your name out there as well. And you can certainly do it and go into groups and do that as well. Okay, so that's just a couple of examples there for you guys. Just go back to full screen. Okay, so now we're going to talk about building the list. Okay, so we've got all the followers. We've done some Facebook ads to get followers. We've gone and done some of the free methods and that. I'm not going to talk about building a relationship because realistically you're posting things that your target market wants. You've got to test and measure these, and you test and measure through different times of the day. Just to give you an example, and I said that I'd show you the guys this, oops, we'll go back to this one, of what time of the day people are posting. We want to go onto my page here. You want to go into See Insights, which is the top here. We click on that. We want to go into Posts, which is here. Definitely be going into these insights and see what's working and what's not, okay? Now, for me, my marathoners, they're online. Probably the peak time that they're online is at noon for the last 7 days. Now, take note, this changes weekly. So what might have been the top time of day a week ago might not be for the last 7-day period, okay? It doesn't change too much, but at one stage here, I definitely had most of my people online at, I think it was about 9 o'clock. Now they're at noon. It's only 13 more, okay, so it's not too much more. No, it's a bit more than that. But yeah, so, and they're not there at night. And do you know why they're not there at night? Because they're in bed. They're marathon runners. They're up early. They've gone for their run already. So at 3 a.m., 5 a.m., they've gone for their run. They've come back and they go onto Facebook 6 a.m., okay? And then so on, right? So you get a real good feel for when your people are online as well. So post them. So I said I'd show you that. Okay, so we want to build out, so that's part of building the relationship. So we want to build the list, okay? So the different types of lists that we can have, okay? So we can, different types of lists that you can build from Facebook ads. And that's, again, you can build lists organically. Organically means you don't pay money. It's just if you want it done a lot quicker, a lot more effective in that, and get your return on investment a lot quicker, then I suggest that you do invest. So you get people to like your Facebook business page first of all. You send them to an opt-in page to give name and email in return for a free gift. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of this, but it's something that's high perceived value to them and low cost of delivery for yourself. Now, I just want to give you guys some stats here. Now, for every this is on average. Now, some of you guys may have heard of the 80-20 rule. It's just a universal rule that 80% of your business will come from 20% of people. 80% of your clients will be, 20% of your 80% of your business. Yes, so 20% of your clients, will be more successful than kind of the rest, or will actually, that's the 80-20. It's just stock standard. This is the rule of thumb on Facebook, is that, and if you are doing it right, this is exactly what you should get. And it's been tested and measured, and I've tested and measured it in my niche, and that's pretty much spot on. Okay, that for every one like on your Facebook page, if you monetize your Facebook page properly, one like on your Facebook should equal $10 annually. Okay, if you market it properly, right? If that like opts into a list, into a database, it then turns it into $120 a year. Okay, may not seem like much, but you get 4,000 likes, or you get 4,000 people on your list, and those figures start to add up, okay, if you do this properly. So keep that in mind when I'm talking about some of this stuff, right? So we want to send them to a webinar or an event or something like this. So some of you guys should be holding your own events as well. Or webinars just like this, where you don't actually have to go somewhere. You can just do it from your own home while your kids are in bed, like mine. And then you can send them to an event booking page, or you can get them to enter a competition. So these are the different types of things that you can do once you've got people to get people to opt in. So you can either give them a free gift. So for me, I think it's 7 easy steps to running a marathon. I had so many people give me grief about that. It's not 7 easy steps. It's more like, and I can't remember the exact number of steps, but it was quite a few steps to run a marathon. And I've got probably about 800-900 people on that list now. I don't promote to it quite as much as I should. I have other things that I do, but so that's through the free report. Also, a few hundred extra people now to a webinar registration page. So you get them to opt in to a webinar, and then you collect the list, or you get them to opt into an event, and then you collect the list. So give them lots of value, or you get people to enter competition. People love getting something for free. However, word of warning with running Facebook competitions, there are just so many things that you need to watch out for. I would never, if you don't know about Facebook competitions, don't do it on your own. There are people that will do fake likes. There are people that are fake competition pages. There are bots out there that will scam people, and it has to be done properly, so that you get the best bang for your buck if you decide to run a Facebook competition. And the way to do it is basically, get people to like your page, get them to opt in to a list, get them to share it, but do it all through a third-party application so that you're not handling any of this and it's all above board. Facebook allows you to run competitions on your page now, just without going through a third-party app, but I don't suggest you necessarily do that. And then you get them to share your Facebook business page as well. So all sorts of different types of lists out there that we can do. And then you send people to your money page. So when you're doing a competition, what I suggest you do is like your Facebook page, enter their name and email address and share it out, and get them to share it to their friends and whatnot. But all along, when you're marketing back into your list, you want to send people back to promote products. You give them 3 or 4 emails out, complete information, high content stuff that they need to know, and then a sales one every third or fourth one, right? Okay, so with you guys promoting this event and that's the sort of thing that you can do. You can send out an email saying, hey, listen, I'm going to be a guest speaker at this event, definitely a great time to come see me. These are the great things that are going to be covered in that. You're promoting yourself and you're promoting the event as well. If you promote this event and yourself, you're going to certainly make a lot more money and get your name out there. Now, I just want to give you some examples of some really, really simple like ads to get people to like your page, to build up that relationship. I simply did ones like running marathons, like us, okay? You can't just have this. You've got to still have some really good information on your page so that when they do like your page and come to your page, that you have quality information that makes them want to come back. Okay, and it might be about, rather than boosting posts, but doing promoted posts to get people interacting with your posts as well. What you want to do with your images is you want to test and measure them. Don't just put one image up, put several variations of that image up and see which one's going to get the best result. You want to, a good standout headline, like running marathons. That's pretty straightforward for my marathon people. And then you want to have the proper ad location. Okay, so where's, who's your target market? Who's it going to? Where's the location going to be? Is it going to be the right hand? Is it going to be a news feed ad? Is it going to be a video ad? All sorts of things to consider. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of insight into this particular one. So this was one of the ones that I ran. Excuse the pun. But actually, I'll do a little hands up here just so I know that I've been talking a lot and haven't asked a few questions for a while. Okay, who here thinks that this red border ad got the biggest response? Hands up. Now, this is, by the way, a top marathon runner. So she's one of the white ladies that won the Melbourne Marathon. So who here thinks that this ad got the biggest response? Okay, nobody. Who here thinks that this group of runners here got the biggest response? Whole group of people. Okay, we've got a few people here. Okay, I'll just put your heads down. Who here thinks that this lady here, stock photo of an attractive woman running, got the best result? Yes. Okay, we've already got one there. That is the one that got the biggest response, believe it or not. And I must say, guys, I thought it would be this marathon runner, because I know her as a marathon runner and she looks like she's crossing the finish line and that. Nope. The attractive looking female. Here's the rule of thumb is attractive looking female with eyes. There you can see her eyes, okay? Test and measure it, but I ran these variations all with red borders, all with blue borders, all exactly the same wording on the ads. This one here says addicted to marathons, but I did do the variation like running marathons, and this one here got the biggest response, okay? So that's the thing, is that, most of you guys said this group over here, you don't know. No one actually knows. I thought this one here, had I just run with this one, I wouldn't have got the biggest response. So running with testing and measuring your ads, really, really important, guys, okay? And testing and measuring your cost per click and your cost per impression as well. Just some other examples of ads. This is the one that I ran for the workshop, and having a nice image here that's got wording on it, right? No more than 20% of the wording here, because Facebook will not show this ad in the newsfeed. So if you have an image, you're allowed up to 20% words on that image, no more, otherwise Facebook won't show it. There's a tool inside Facebook that you can use to do this as well. This one here hasn't so much. I'm borderline here, but you want to put your link to your event relatively up high, okay? This actually probably should be looking for an ultimate lifestyle business, link to event, then find out why everyone's raving about. link to the event, okay? Just because your ads shorten down and you want the link up high so people can see them, okay? Here's one to a free report. So you know how before I was saying you want to have a free report on your website? Well, you want to advertise or onto your Facebook page. So Tattoo Business for Profit. We've got free mini ebook, Reveal Number One Secrets How to Tattoo for Profit. Click to download. So people click on this, they put their name and address in, and they can download that. As well. So just the different types of ads. Then I've got this one here, which was to an affiliate product. I've cut 30 seconds off my pace in 2 months. This is the program I'm following. It's in miles, but I just convert to kilometers, and then to there. And so then I've got a little graphic here. So just try and do your graphics, and that people are sometimes visual. The graphics will get the attention, and then they'll read. Okay. So because this was a graphic, I was able to get away with more than 20% because it was here's the interesting thing: 20% if it's wording like this. If it's actually inside a graphic and that, then it's not classed as 20%. But Facebook will soon tell you because they'll just not show an ad. And one of the main reasons why ads won't show in newsfeed is because of the 20% text rule. And here's another one that I sold to. I sold these T-shirts to my marathon people, and so I said, just reserve your T-shirts and a link. So those are different ways that you can actually, so we've got to an event, we've got building a list, we've got to an affiliate product ad, and we've got to a merchandise ad as well. So some of the different types of ads that you can run, okay? Just want to show you slightly, and I know, guys, some of this is not directly resulted to promoting the Real Food Revolution, but I think if you understand all this sort of stuff, you'll be able to promote yourself more and the event at the same time, but we'll go into a bit more detail. Here's that competition that, just to give you an example of how to run a competition. So win a $500 Siren swimwear shopping spree this summer, nice and easy. How to enter: like, fill out the form, share with your friends. So you start building a list in here, okay? I think I've got the results. Okay, for that competition, the results after just 2 weeks, we had 3,690 entries. We had 696 likes on the page. It had been shared 1.3 thousand times, 3.9 thousand views, and these people had invited 3.7 thousand people, right? Now, if we go by the rules that when this page is monetized quite well, because she obviously sells swimwear, and her swimwear is anywhere between $150 and $200. It's amazing swimwear. Check it out, Siren Swimwear. But if we go by the rule that, just the basic rule of $10 a like per year, then just from running this competition, even if she just ran it for the 2 weeks, it's nearly $7,000 per annum extra. She had, now not everyone, some people liked the page but didn't actually go through onto the list for whatever reason. So I just wanted to be clear and honest with you guys that 696 extra likes didn't actually result to that on the list somehow. This occasionally happens. Some of the people might have already been on the list and we didn't want double ups and stuff, but it was an extra 432 people to the list, which would mean 51,840 people. So keeping in mind that it's $120 per person that it then goes onto your list from liking you on Facebook, okay? This was the result in total. We had over 5,880 people entries. We had sent out to 4.7 thousand people, 5.9 views, and over 1,000 likes on the Facebook page. And this is over about a 5-week campaign. So keeping in mind, if we keep to the rule, it's 11,800 extra a year or $95,000 a year. So I just want a little hands up here if that would make a difference to your business if you had that many extra likes and people on your list. Or if you made an extra nearly $100,000. Yeah. Make a big impact to most people's businesses. Great. Okay, so those are the sorts of things, if you do this possible, and this is the stuff that I've just been talking about over this webinar, you do it properly, and these are the things that are possible. And just from listening into this, guys, and I really appreciate, because I've gone for quite some time, that you are still on board with me, that just you guys are now ahead of most others in being able to do this sort of stuff, because most people don't know the stuff that I've told you today. I just wanted to show you some of the ways to monetize now, and I just covered on this briefly, but run people to an event. Like I said, this particular event, which was the last one, was a 7-figure weekend. It was over $1 million worth of sales made for this particular event, right? We had guest speakers just like you guys at this event. Those guest speakers helped promote this event as well. Do you know what? Those guest speakers, some of them sold things because they were able to. Not that many. We didn't want to fill it with other people selling stuff. But more importantly is those guest speakers were able to get pretty much the name and email addresses of the over, I think we had 250 people attend this particular event. We had, and again, this is another rule of thumb, for all registrations to an event, a free event, 50% of people will turn up. To a paid event, you're looking at around about 90 to 95% because it's a paid event. But to a free event, if you get 500 people to register, 50% of those will turn up. It's exactly the same with a webinar. It's exactly the same with it's the 80-20, it's the rule of thumb. It's just the way it goes. It's been tested all the time, right? So, but the people that spoke at this event got exposure to the 200 plus people at this event, but they also got onto the list to promote, and they now hold webinars to the list. And the list that these guys have is up into the 20, 30, 40, 50,000, I think, plus mark. And so, just by them promoting the event and then people turning up to the event as well, and then them speaking to all these people, and I'm one of those speakers. I was one of the speakers at this event as well, so I helped promote it in that. It has just turned my business around tenfold. Like, most of my business now comes through speaking at this event. So that's why it's really important that you guys get in behind this event. Get out there, use some of the skills that I've showed you today to really push it, promote it, get as many people through the door, because those people will see you up there on stage doing your demonstrations, talking about the thing that you're passionate about, and they will see you as the expert. Okay, if you're seen as the expert, they will come to you time and time again. They will sell you to their friends. They will talk about you, and you'll be able to do business and really, really, really take you through. If you're not already superstar and celebrity, it'll take you to that to that level. So, and just to give you another example of how you can monetize, so we did one through our webinar. This is how to buy and sell websites. So we set up, this was an automated webinar. So these people, Matt and Liz weren't even on this webinar. It was all automated. They pre-recorded it and then set it running. It was how to make money-making websites, how to buy money-making websites for as little as $1. We ran Facebook ads to it. So this is it. We'll show you how to sort through the thousands of websites for sale and spot the bargains, quickly renovate a website to increase profits too, right? It doesn't matter that I didn't do it on this particular one. There was other things that I did, but the link should be up a lot higher in this, okay? So understand. And this is just a copy of one of the ads anyway. We ran a whole heap of these and tested and measured it basically. But just to give you an example of the results, so we had 185 people register, 100 people watched the webinar live. So you know how I said that 50% rule? Well, this was actually slightly above. They had a bit more of a attentive crowd. But what we did is we ran the replay to these people anyway. So all the ones that didn't attend, we ran a replay to them anyway. The ads cost $180. They profited. The profit was $8,811 from this particular webinar. So wouldn't you spend $180 to make over $8,000, nearly $9,000 any day? That's something I certainly would do as well. So that's another way. So you could do events. Yeah, you could do webinars. We've got some hands up there as well. But just to give you an idea, and there's other ways, like I said, there's merchandise. So I was selling t-shirts and stuff. I did no money down t-shirts. They're not my t-shirts. Well, they are. I designed them and that, but I didn't pay money in order to I had to have a certain amount of people buy them before they'd be printed. So it's absolutely no money down for me, and I collected the profits from that. I've also sold affiliate products. I've also got sponsorship on my page and things like that. Also through my Facebook page and through promoting people's events and stuff, I've also got the chance to present at other events and sell products, services, training programs and stuff like that. So that's all stuff that you guys can do, and all stuff that you can do by certainly helping promote the Real Food Revolution. Just some of the platforms that you can use if you would decide to hold a webinar. GoToWebinar, Evergreen, so that's automated, and then there's Stealth Webinar as well. I use GoToWebinar and Stealth, and I use them both for very different reasons, but I won't be going into that right now. So in terms of promoting Real Food Revolution, I actually went to put so some of the things that you can do, okay, is if you have a list, just get it out there to the list and let them know that you're coming. You know, you're one of the key speakers. You know that you've been hand selected to be one of the key speakers. That, you know, just is you know, shows that you are the authority in your niche as well. Also, now we'll be posting things, and we post it, and Zane posts daily on both these pages, on Foodie and the Real Food Revolution page. Go on there and share, especially the ones to the event. Go on and share them to your page, or go on and post your own page, make your own post, and promote the event. The very next event's Melbourne. I'm not sure how many of you guys are presenting at the Melbourne one, but that's less than a month away. So, you know, we've only got about 3.5 weeks to really start, you know, filling that one up. And then advertise that you're the speaker or that you're the sponsor out there. It's a pretty important event. It's huge. You know, you're part of it, you know, and that's absolutely fantastic. Make sure, you know, let people know that you're part of the event. Now, what I've decided I'm going to do, and I haven't actually passed this by Zane, so I'm going to mention it now to you guys. Then I'm going to beg for forgiveness with Zane, but I'm sure you probably won't mind, Zane, because I think it's going to help the event. I'm thinking what we should do, and I'll talk to Zane afterwards. So if this doesn't happen, then there's a real reason why it can't. But I'm thinking about starting up a closed Facebook group, if there isn't one already, for you guys, the speakers and the sponsors, right? I'm happy to man the group as much as possible, but where we might load up posts and pictures and advice and let you guys know what's happening with the event, what sort of things you should be promoting. If you've got any questions or anything like that, we can post pictures in there that you'll be able to reuse on your own posts and things. Does that sound like a good idea to everyone? Would you like to be part of the closed Facebook group and all work together to help promote this event? Hands up. I'm assuming that's Zane. It's okay then. Cool. Excellent. So what I'll do inside that group is I'll give you guys tips. If you're getting stuck on anything, if you want some advice or whatever else, you know, want help with promoting this event, I'll be on there and you know, and help you guys as much as possible, and we'll give you images to share and use. We'll let you know what's happening and how it's all going. And again, like I said, if you do want help with this sort of stuff, if you're thinking about promoting a webinar yourself, or want to know how to do that, or want to know, you know, how to do a bit more of this stuff, please email me. I'll give you my email address in the talk speech box here. I think you can actually get contact me through this webinar anyway. I hope that's right. I'm going to use this email address. If that doesn't work by any chance, just respond back to the webinar, because that definitely goes straight to me, or get hold of me through Zane or whatever else. Because yeah, I'd be happy to help some of you guys if you want help with some of your social media and that. But in the meantime, I'll start up a closed Facebook group. I'll invite you all along so you can actually get access there anyway. And you know, get out there, share this event. Let's make it a huge event. Let's you guys be, you know, this is hugely successful, then you guys are going to be hugely successful at the same time, because you know, this goes well, and then there'll be more and more and more of these events. And I just really think it's important that, you know, Australia gets access to these events, because you know the information out there, you know, well, you want the information to be correct. We want to know that people can actually be a lot healthier. We want to fight this obesity epidemic and whatever else. And the way to do that is people are just uneducated. And this event, like what I love about it is that it's a great way to educate people, and it's all under one roof, and it's all within 3 days. And you guys are the key speakers, and you guys got to help these people as well. So let's get in behind it and make it massive, and long may it rain, and we can do more and more and more, and make Australia a lot healthier. Okay, so now that I've rabbited on for I don't even know how long, I haven't even got my timer on. I perhaps should have had that. Questions. I'm going to open up the question box now to anyone who has any questions. Okay. So have we got any questions? Right, Zane, did you want me to unmute you, and you might want to have a little say something? Yes, she has said yes. Okay, I'll just do that. Hold on a second. There we are. Hi, Zane. Can you hear me? I can hear you. You might need to unmute yourself. Okay. If you can hear me, Zane, have you got your volume up? Let me just check my audio here. Because by rights, we should be able to hear you. No. Okay. No such luck right now. Not sure why. I'll leave it unmuted for now, just in case she does come on. So has anyone else got any other questions, or have I pretty much bamboozled you all and you're all sitting there wondering, oh gosh, what what to do next? Okay, well, what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to end this webinar. Like I said, if you need to get hold of me, please do so. If you want to help with any of this stuff. And in the meantime, I'm going to start this Facebook group and invite you all to come and join it. And then we'll really, get kicking with the Real Food Revolution event. Really looking forward to it. And we'll see you guys in the group. Okay, thanks. Thanks for coming along. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope this has helped.